line for 6 minutes. I was dead and then I wasn't.
Do you remember any of it?
It's like fragments of my life, randomly thrown together. It's like I'm supposed to take care of something.
As you all know, Tom True has left for personal reasons. We're very fortunate to have Billy McBride taking his place.
I don't trust McBride litigating one of the biggest pharmaceutical lawsuits in history. I'm very aware of his reputation.
Well, his reputation is he wins cases.
Rick Hong here for Hollywood First Look. Today, I'm with the cast of Goliath. How did you like coming in, to play like this lawyer who actually gets Billy and the characters of Billy and Patty like on her team and like drag them into like the corporate world versus where they just kind of keep getting hired like freelance on the side?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to save my firm, so I feel like sometimes you don't always do what's right. You just end up doing what's best at the time, And I think it's a really interesting, sort of like corporate takedown, personal interest, vetted interest. I mean, there's a lot of things that we're trying to explore whilst also kind of trying to allow our audiences to become better critical thinkers around the pharmaceutical industrial complex.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I mean, just in the script, there's a lot. I did my own research, which learned a ton. And then just also, being on set. It was a lot of fun. I mean, of course, at first, because I had seen the show and it's like exceptional. And I'm like, when I got the part, I was like, what the hell? Like, imposter syndrome comes in. I'm like, I'm going to be working with Billy Bob. And then you see the cast and stuff. And you're like, oh, great. I'm not going to make it through this shoot. No, it was awesome.
So how has it been playing Patty Solis Papagian?
It's really been just wonderful. I've enjoyed so much spending time with her and growing with her, with the character, and where she ends up, I think is hopefully will be very satisfying for the audience, but it warmed my heart to end on the note that we did, so to speak.
I was wondering for you if, like you get to the new season and you're kind of flipping pages because, there were kind of a lot of cliffhangers for her.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the beautiful part about our writers is that they certainly keep the audience guessing, but believe me, they keep us guessing too. And that makes everything so much more exciting when you go to work.
It's really cool to live in the skin of someone from beginning to end and know like, oh, I've lived through their whole story, So I feel like the greatest thing about acting is you get to step in somebody's life and live their life. And for Brittany, I've really lived her life kind of from beginning to end. And I made peace with it. I'm not like, oh, one more episode, like, please let me come back for another like recurring so I can it's nice. In that sense, it's nice. I feel like we've like grown up and lived in each other's skin.
How has it been being in television and telling a whole story arc over multiple seasons for one character?
Good question, Rick. Nice poster behind you there, by the way.
Oh, of course. I love this guy.
Well, it was really great. And when I was coming up, it was unpopular to do television, except for in your early career when you took whatever, And so I'd only done movies for a million years. And then when I did Fargo, I thought, you know what, this is a pretty darn interesting idea right here. And so with Goliath, I thought I only signed up for 4 seasons. And we always kind of knew it was going to be 4 seasons. So we wanted to make sure that the one was even more gripping than the last and that kind of thing. And once I got into it, I realized because of these streaming services and all this, being the way movies are in the sense that there's no sort of censorship, you can kind of do whatever you want. It's like, well, we're just making an 8-hour movie every season. Once I was resolved to that fact, it was like, wow, this is actually in some ways better because in a movie, you're tied to 2 hours or 1 hour and 42 minutes or whatever it is. And in this case, you can develop a character over years and really have these stories unfold in a way that you could never do in a movie. They have to be written differently. You can take your time with it more. And so I think these 4 seasons laid out like a 4-season movie. And I was very proud of that. The way season 4 came about initially was because Larry and I really wanted to shoot the final season in San Francisco because we both love Vertigo and, the Steve McQueen movies that were done up there, things like that. And so based on that, the writers went to work and came up with a story, because we didn't come up with the story and then decide to shoot it in San Francisco. It was done the other way around.
The show is Goliath. You can find it streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
This is the beginning of the end. I'm in the mood to stick my fist up your and pull out billions. You get it?